Well, hello everybody. This is Daniel with Daniel's Bullion Coins. Got my sweet wife with me again today.
Hello.
And we're gonna take some questions. I don't really know what she's gonna ask me. Don't ever really rehearse it. We just turn the camera on and go for it.
Yeah.
So hit me.
There's so much going on. So we were watching something earlier this week on another YouTube channel, and they were interviewing a well-known, well-beloved.
Good old, let me guess.
Yeah. we
David
don't wanna
Ramsey.
Say, okay, I wasn't gonna say his name, but
You might as well, because we're gonna tear him up.
well, he was being asked about gold,
Yes.
and he called it a pet rock.
Actually, it was Warren Buffett that called it a pet rock, and Dave Ramsey called it a rock that was painted gold.
Okay.
So let's tackle that then.
Yeah.
First of all, it's not actually a rock. It's actually metal. It's
Yeah.
actually a metal. And it has intrinsic value because of the fact that it's the science of it, that it never decays, it never rots. It's not like wood or metal that rusts and rots. It maintains its store of energy and store of value because of the time that it took for someone to pull it out of the ground. And you know, Dave Ramsey, he is a Christian, he professes to be a Christian. He should read that the Bible says the gold and silver belong to the Lord, and it's sacred. It's sacred. So I wouldn't want to be the one mocking it.
No.
And if you don't understand it, you know, ask him questions. The other thing is, he's really geared towards a percentage of the market that when people invest in, he gets a cut. There's no cut for gold and silver. That's one of the ways that it's manipulated down. We've talked about the way that they dump silver before in other videos, but what we want to talk about today is the way they put laws in place to restrict financial advisors, which he is a financial advisor, to even give advice or even take a yield off of gold and silver. There's no income for him in that. And also, it keeps, in my opinion, it keeps the SEC and the FCC off of his back. You know, in order to get along, you have to go along. And so that's the motto with a lot of financial advisors.
It really grieved me.
It is a grieving thing.
Me
It's
when
grieving.
he said that, because I know that I'm watching some of the different videos, like Kevin Zeta. I just love watching him, and for many reasons. But he talks about how gold, silver, all that cannot be manufactured in our magnetic field anymore, because I'm no scientist, and I never really paid attention in chemistry class or anything like that. But you have to have so many electrons and protons spinning around the nucleus in order to form
the gold.
And they will not bond anymore in this atmosphere, in our magnetic, because it's not like it. So it came from God. I mean, He created it. And it's
created in a different dispensation of time.
And it's a standard.
Yes, and it's interesting how it was created, and yet it works perfectly to provide us with a protection from to store our labor. It's almost as perfect as the tide going out, the tide coming in, the sun going up, sun going down, the gravity,
amazing.
All that's been created, and it works perfectly. Where it gets messed up is when mankind steps in and creates a fiat currency, and that has been tried thousands of times throughout history, and it never works. It always ends in miserable failure. And there's stories in the Bible, you know, where it was tried. We talked about Joshua, and how it says that their money failed them, and that's how the famine came in the land, and they ended up having to come to Egypt and get food from Joshua. It's a good story. Joseph, I'm sorry, Joseph. I knew I was saying the wrong.
I know, I was like,
it's Joseph.
Yeah, Joshua.
Sorry.
But also, you know, the gold and silver are the Lord's, and
are the what?
Are the Lord's. They belong to Him. But we don't worship gold and silver.
No.
And we're not saying, oh, we bow down to gold. No way. But it's you're honoring something the Lord has put there, established. And His principles and His standards.
Well, it even says, another verse in the Bible, it says that they threw their gold into the streets, their gold and silver into the streets. In other words, they hadn't followed the Lord. They hadn't received it through the blessings of the Lord. They had done it on their own.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can take something that's sacred and turn it into a golden cow. And
Yeah.
then it's not so sacred anymore.
Right.
And making and mocking it. There we go back to the mocking. You know,
Yeah.
you don't want to be the one mocking what the Lord has put in and called sacred.
Right. Another question.
Okay.
Why do you think it jumped on Friday in the stock market?
Oh,
Why do you think
okay,
it
okay.
went up? That's totally different.
Yeah,
So-
totally different question. Okay,
Yeah.
so we did see quite a large climb in the stock market, and I think we're getting straws that are breaking the camel's back. We talked last week about the rise in the monetary value of gold, how banks are buying it, and how Russia has bought has announced that it's going to buy 1.1 million ounces
Yeah.
every day for the
Every
next
day.
30 days.
Yeah.
Well, it just came out that secretly Saudi Arabia has been stockpiling and bought 160 tons
Yes, I saw
of
that.
gold.
Yeah.
And when that secret came
From
out,
Switzerland.
from Switzerland, right?
Not from us, but yeah.
Right, from Switzerland. Well, they had to keep it a secret because they don't want to disrupt the dollar, because that's what they're using to purchase. They're taking paper with a little bit of ink on it, and they're purchasing the real deal because they know what's coming. And Saudi Arabia, and I think that's why we're getting a very good possibility that in October, when they have the BRICS meeting, they may do a currency called a unit that will be backed by gold. And the rumor is 40%, which will instantly change the price of gold.
Wow, you said that will make it go up?
Yes, that will make it go up. And so we're starting to see silver
Yeah.
come unhooked and detached as an industrial metal and starting to go as a monetary metal. That's why we saw so many. It actually went up way more than gold.
Yeah,
Gold-
percentage-wise,
Gold was
yeah.
less than 2%, and gold was less than 2% climbs each day, but yet silver was close to 4% climbing
Yeah.
each day. And I think the day is coming when silver's going to way outperform the gold rate.
Right, right. And let me say something back to that. You know, I don't want to put down Dave Ramsey, and he may have ulterior motives. We don't want to put like, well, you've got to buy gold and silver from us, because we're like, get gold and silver somewhere, you know, to invest and to store wealth. But also, we tell people, first of all, to get prepared with food.
Yes,
And-
we're
and-
big time on the prepping. You know, people, I'm going
Yeah.
to back up a little bit with that question.
Yeah.
That thought, I'm going to talk about how people come in and say, oh, you're doing a YouTube video and you're selling it just to get rich.
Right, no
But
way.
we really, truly believe in it, so much so that we have a closed loop environment farm that we work every morning and every night. You know, we're out there digging the weeds, we're mending the fences, we're processing the animals, and it's a closed loop environment. And when you're that committed that you'll go out and back it up with working nights and weekends endlessly to be prepared, you're serious, and you take to heart what you are selling.
And do our best to stay out of debt. I mean,
Oh
that's
yes, we're
another thing we tell
big on
people.
staying out of debt. That's a big
We
big
tell
factor
people
for
that's,
us.
That's just a big thing.
And it's been key for us to be able to do all that we do is the fact that we're out of debt.
Right.
We'll be able to help other people and do. Back to the Dave Ramsey thing. Yes,
Yeah.
we're not picking on him. He is a great guy. He is doing, you know, amazing things, helping people get out of debt.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we tongue in cheek, you know, for Dave Ramsey. And I would love for anybody to put in the comments why they think that gold and silver are not going to go up, because I don't think there's any argument anywhere that can't be debunked for the fact that gold and silver are going to be the next metal.
Yeah, interesting.
Well, one more quick thought and then we'll close.
Okay, yeah.
So if we look at gold and silver, it's an expression, buy low, sell high. Well, the commodity that's low right now is silver, and the market is high. So sell the market and buy what's low.
That's true. That's a really good point. Because someone said sell stuff while you still can, because
Yes.
it could be deflation.
And protect yourself and hedge yourself. You know, if you're in the dollar, you're not
Yeah.
protected. You know, you don't have any protection. Silver and gold gives you that insurance and that protection that you need.
Because you talked about stagflation coming, possibly.
Yes.
Where some things will be going up that you can't afford anymore, like food, the commodities. but
Right,
then
and the
things
dollar's going down.
Things going down, the price, you know, eventually will. Some things are going down already.
Yes, yes, those are the unnecessary things, but the
Right.
commodities will climb and
Right.
the dollar will go down in value.
So sell stuff while you still can.
Yes, yes.
Get
Well, we
some
appreciate-
fiat currency and come in or somewhere and buy, not just us,
And we'll be
about
glad
gold
to
and
help
silver.
anybody
Yeah.
with answer any questions. We want to help.
Glad to help.
Thank you everybody for watching.